Welcome to the English Phrases Hub podcast, where you learn real, useful English, one phrase at a time. Hi there, and welcome back to English Phrases Hub, the podcast where you learn real, useful English that you can actually use in daily life. I'm Emma, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt nervous speaking English while traveling? Maybe at the airport, at a hotel, or even just asking someone for directions? You're not alone. For many English learners, speaking in a new country or even just navigating a trip in English can feel scary. But today, I'm here to help. In this episode, we're going to learn 20 essential English phrases that you can use when traveling abroad. These are the kinds of phrases native speakers use in real situations. Simple, clear, and super useful. Whether you're at the airport, checking into a hotel, ordering food at a restaurant, asking for help in a new city. These phrases will help you feel more confident, more prepared, and more connected. Here's how it will work. I'll say each phrase slowly. I'll explain what it means, and I'll give you a natural example so you can hear how it's used. You'll also have a chance to repeat after me, just like shadowing practice. You don't need to take notes unless you want to. And I've also created a free worksheet that you can download from the link in the description. It's great for review, speaking practice, or even classroom use. So whether you're planning a real trip soon or just imagining your dream vacation, this episode will give you the language tools you need to speak English with ease while traveling. Ready to explore the world and speak English more confidently? Let's begin with our first travel phrase. All right, let's start with one of the most useful phrases for travelers. Where can I find a taxi? Let's say that together slowly. Where can I find a taxi? Now, what does it mean? You can use this phrase when you arrive at a new place, like an airport, a hotel, or a busy street, and you want to ask someone where to go to get a taxi. It's a polite and simple question that can help you get moving quickly after a flight, bus ride, or train journey. Let's look at some examples. Excuse me. Where can I find a taxi? Hi, I just arrived. Where can I find a taxi around here? You can ask this to an airport worker, a hotel receptionist, a security guard, or even a friendly local dowsing. It's helpful to start with excuse me to be extra polite. Excuse me, where can I find a taxi? And if you want to sound more advanced, you can also say, is there a taxi stand nearby? Where's the nearest taxi rank? More common in British English. Let's say it one more time together. Where can I find a taxi? Now you try. Imagine you've just left the airport. You walk up to an airport worker and say, excuse me, where can I find a taxi? Nice work. That's phrase 1 done, and already you're sounding more confident. All right, phrase 2 is one you'll definitely use if you're taking a bus, train, metro, or visiting a museum or attraction. The phrase is, how much is the ticket? Let's say it slowly together. How much is the ticket? Now, what does it mean? This is a simple and polite way to ask about the price of a ticket. You can use this when you're buying a bus or train ticket, visiting a tourist attraction or museum, attending a concert, event, or show. Let's hear some examples. Hi, how much is the ticket to the city center? Excuse me, how much is the ticket for the museum? How much is the ticket for one person? You can also add the time or destination. How much is the ticket for the 10 a.m. train? How much is a round-trip ticket? This phrase is short, polite, and very useful in many countries. If you want to be extra polite, you can start with, excuse me. Hi there, could you tell me? Excuse me, how much is the ticket to Central Station? Let's say it again together. How much is the ticket? Now you try. How much is the ticket tour? Maybe it's a city, a show, or a tour. That's it. You're asking clearly, politely, and like a traveler who knows what to say. Okay, let's move on to phrase 3. This one is especially useful when you arrive at a hotel, guest house, or even an airport counter. The phrase is, I'd like to check in, please. Let's break it down slowly. I'd like to check in, please. Now, what does this mean? The phrase check in means to register your arrival, to give your name and get your room key, or in some cases, to check in for a flight. So when you say, "I'd like to check in, please," you're politely telling the receptionist that you are ready to begin your stay or your trip. Let's hear a few examples. Good evening. I'd like to check in. My name is Emma Taylor. Hi. I have a reservation. I'd like to check in, please. You can also add more details. I'd like to check in. I have a booking under the name Allie. I'd like to check in for my flight to New York. This phrase is short, polite, and sounds natural. It's perfect for beginner and intermediate learners. Let's say it together again. I'd like to check in, please. Now you try. Imagine you're standing at the hotel front desk. Smile and say, "I'd like to check in, please." Great job. You're learning the exact phrases travelers use every day and saying them clearly and confidently. All right. Phrase 4 is one you'll definitely use when you're hungry and ready to eat at a cafe or restaurant. The phrase is, "Can I see the menu?" Let's say it together slowly. Can I see the menu? So what does this mean? You're politely asking the waiter or staff if they can bring you the menu, so you can look at the food and drink options. It's a very common and polite question. Simple, but super helpful. Let's hear a few natural examples. Hi, can I see the menu, please? Excuse me, can I see the menu? You can also ask for a special menu, like, can I see the drinks menu? Do you have a vegetarian menu? Or if you want to sound extra polite, add, could I see the menu, please? Would you mind bringing the menu? These are slightly more formal, but still common. Let's say it again together. Can I see the menu? Now you try. Imagine you walk into a restaurant and take a seat. The server walks over. You smile and say, "Can I see the menu, please?" And just like that, you're ready to order in natural English. All right. Phrase 5 is a very useful and polite question to ask when you're not sure if someone speaks English. The phrase is, "Do you speak English?" Let's say it slowly together. Do you speak English? Now, what does it mean? This is a simple, respectful question to ask someone when you need help, but you're not sure if they understand English. It's especially helpful when you're in a non-English speaking country, like France, Japan, Mexico, or Turkey. Let's hear some natural examples. Excuse me, do you speak English? Sorry to bother you. Do you speak English? Pro tip, always add a kind tone and maybe even a smile. It makes a big difference. You can also use other versions of this phrase. Can I speak with someone who speaks English? Is there anyone here who speaks English? And if someone says a little, that's great. Just slow down and speak clearly. Let's say it again. Do you speak English? Now you try. Imagine you're in a train station and you need help finding your platform. You gently approach someone and say, "Excuse me, do you speak English?" Nice job. This phrase shows respect, and it helps you find someone who can communicate with you more easily. All right. Phrase 6 is perfect for public transportation situations, like when you're at the station and you want to know the schedule. The phrase is, "What time does the train leave?" Let's say it slowly together. What time does the train leave? So what does it mean? You're asking, when does the train go? You want to know the departure time, the time the train will leave the station. Let's hear a few real examples. Excuse me, what time does the train leave for London? Hi, can you tell me what time the next train leaves? You can change the word train to other transport. What time does the bus leave? What time does the ferry leave? What time does the flight leave? You can also make it more specific. What time does the train to Paris leave? What time does the last train leave tonight? Let's say the main phrase again together. What time does the train leave? Now your turn. Imagine you're in a station and need to catch a train to the city. You go to the information desk and ask, "Excuse me, what time does the train leave?" Excellent. You're learning exactly what to say in real situations and saying it with confidence. Let's talk about something we all look for when traveling. Wi-Fi. The phrase is Wi-Fi available here? Let's say it slowly together. Is Wi-Fi available here? Now, what does it mean? You're asking if the place, maybe a hotel, cafe, airport, or shop, has wireless internet that you can use. This is a very common and polite question, and it's useful in lots of places. At a coffee shop, at the airport, at your hotel, even at a train station. Let's hear some examples. Hi, is Wi-Fi available here? Excuse me, do you have Wi-Fi? Is there free Wi-Fi in this area? You can also be more specific. Do I need a password for the Wi-Fi? Is the Wi-Fi free or paid? Can I get the Wi-Fi code, please? Pro tip, many places display the password near the counter, or you can just ask. Let's practice it again. Is Wi-Fi available here? Now you try. Imagine you walk into a cafe in a new city. You want to check your email, so you go to the counter and ask, "Excuse me, is Wi-Fi available here?" Perfect. A simple phrase, but it helps you stay connected wherever you go. Okay, now let's learn a phrase that's not only useful, but also very polite. You can use this in almost any situation, especially when you feel a little lost or unsure. The phrase is, "Could you help me, please?" Let's say it slowly together. Could you help me, please? So, what does it mean? You're kindly asking someone to assist you. It might be because you're lost, confused, or just not sure what to do. This is a very gentle and respectful way to ask for assistance, and it's perfect for travelers. Let's look at some examples. Excuse me, could you help me, please? I can't find this address. Hi, could you help me with the ticket machine? I'm new here. Could you help me, please? You can use this phrase almost anywhere. In the street, at the airport, in a store, at the hotel, or at a train station. You can also add what you need help with. Could you help me find the restroom? Could you help me fill out this form? Let's say the main phrase again together. Could you help me, please? Now your turn. Imagine you're in a new city and you're trying to find your hotel. You stop a kind-looking person and say, "Excuse me, could you help me, please?" That's it. Respectful, clear, and natural. Let's move on to a phrase that's very useful when you're walking around in a new place and trying to find where you need to go. The phrase is, "I'm looking for this address." Let's say it slowly together. I'm looking for this address. Now, what does it mean? When you say this, you're telling someone that you're trying to find a location. You have the address written down, maybe on your phone or a piece of paper, and you need a little help getting there. Let's hear some natural examples. Excuse me, I'm looking for this address. Can you point me in the right direction? Hi there, I'm looking for this address. Do you know where it is? You can show the person the address on your phone as you say it. Bonus phrases you can add. Is it far from here? How do I get to this address? Could you show me on the map? Let's say it again together. I'm looking for this address. Now you try. Imagine you're in a city and trying to find your hotel. You ask a local, "Hi, I'm looking for this address." Then you show them your phone. Excellent. This phrase is short, polite, and gets the help you need. All right, let's talk about a phrase that every English learner should feel confident using. The phrase is, "I don't understand." Can you repeat that? Let's say it together slowly. I don't understand. Can you repeat that? Now, what does it mean? When you say this, you're letting someone know you didn't catch what they said. Maybe they spoke too fast or used a word you don't know, and you'd like them to say it again, more slowly or clearly. Let's look at some examples. Sorry, I don't understand. Can you repeat that, please? I didn't catch that. Could you repeat it? Excuse me, can you say that one more time? This phrase is very helpful because it shows that you're trying, you're polite, you're open to learning, and most people will be happy to help you if you just ask nicely. You can also say, "I'm still learning English. Can you say that again slowly?" Sorry, I didn't catch that. Let's say it one more time together. I don't understand. Can you repeat that? Now your turn. Imagine someone gives you directions very quickly. You smile and say, "Sorry, I don't understand. Can you repeat that?" Beautiful. This phrase will help you stay calm and confident when things get confusing. All right, phrase 11 is something you'll probably need during your trip, especially if you need to take out cash. The phrase is, where is the nearest ATM? Let's say it slowly together. Where is the nearest ATM? Now, what does it mean? An ATM is a machine where you can withdraw money. It stands for automated teller machine, but we just say ATM. Nearest means the closest one to where you are right now. So when you ask, where is the nearest ATM, you're politely asking for help to find the closest cash machine. Let's look at some examples. Excuse me, where's the nearest ATM? Is there an ATM around here? I need to withdraw some cash. Where can I find an ATM? You can also use this structure for other places. Where is the nearest pharmacy? Where's the nearest supermarket? Where is the nearest restroom? Let's practice the original phrase again. Where is the nearest ATM? Now your turn. Imagine you're out shopping and you realize you need cash. You ask someone nearby, excuse me, where is the nearest ATM? Great job. This phrase is short, polite, and extremely useful when you're exploring a new city. Let's talk about phrase 12, one that's especially useful when you're shopping, eating out, or buying tickets. The phrase is, can I pay by card? Let's say it slowly together. Can I pay by card? So, what does it mean? This is a polite way to ask, can I use my credit or debit card instead of paying with cash? It's especially helpful in places where card payments may not always be accepted, like small shops, street vendors, or in certain countries. Let's hear some examples. Can I pay by card or is it cash only? Excuse me, can I pay by card here? Do you accept cards? You can also say, do you take credit cards? Can I tap or insert my card? Is contactless payment okay? For Apple Pay or Google Pay? Let's practice the main phrase again. Can I pay by card? Now you try. Imagine you're at a small cafe. You've finished your meal and go to the counter. You ask, hi, can I pay by card? Perfect. Asking this question helps you avoid surprises and makes your travel experience smoother. All right, let's talk about something delicious, ordering food. Phrase 13 is a polite and natural way to tell the waiter what you'd like to eat. The phrase is, I'll have the dish name, please. Let's say it together slowly. I'll have them, please. So what does it mean? You're saying what you want to eat or drink, and you're saying it politely. The phrase I'll have is short for I will have, and it's very common in spoken English. Let's hear some examples. I'll have the chicken salad, please. I'll have the spaghetti and a glass of water. I'll have the vegetarian option, please. You can also use this for drinks. I'll have a coffee, please. I'll have a lemonade. If you're not sure how to pronounce a dish, you can point to the menu and say, I'll have this, please. Let's practice it again. I'll have the chicken sandwich, please. Now you try. You're sitting at a restaurant and the waiter asks, are you ready to order? You smile and say, yes. I'll have the grilled fish, please. That's it. Polite, clear, and sounds just like a native speaker. All right, let's say you've just ordered a nice meal or snack, but maybe you're in a hurry or you'd rather eat somewhere else. That's when this phrase is perfect. Can I get this to go? Let's say it slowly together. Can I get this to go? So what does it mean? This is a casual and common way to ask the server if you can take your food with you instead of eating it at the table. It's used especially in cafes, fast food places, and even some sit-down restaurants. Let's hear a few examples. Hi, I'm in a bit of a rush. Can I get this to go? I'll take the sandwich and coffee. Can I get them to go? Excuse me, can I get the rest of this to go? When you want to take leftovers. You can also say, can I have this for takeaway? More common in British English. I'd like this to go, please. Let's practice it again. Can I get this to go? Now you try. Imagine you're in a coffee shop and you've just ordered a muffin and a drink. You say, can I get this to go? Perfect, polite, natural, and super useful on busy travel days. Okay, let's talk about something that's very useful for travelers, especially these days when we all want to stay online and connected. The phrase is, where can I buy a SIM card? Let's say that together slowly. Where can I buy a SIM card? So, what does it mean? When you travel to another country, Your phone may not work the same way it does at home. A SIM card is a small chip that goes inside your phone and gives you local mobile service. So you can make calls, use the internet, or send texts while you're abroad. This phrase is a polite way to ask someone where you can purchase one. Let's hear a few examples. Excuse me, where can I buy a SIM card around here? Hi, I just arrived. Where's the best place to get a SIM card? Can I buy a SIM card at the airport? This phrase is perfect for use at the airport right after you land, inside a shopping mall, at a mobile phone store or electronics shop. You can also make the question more specific. Where can I buy a SIM card with internet data? Do you know if there's a phone shop nearby? Can I buy a tourist SIM card here? Let's say the phrase again together. Where can I buy a SIM card? Now you try. Imagine you've just arrived in a new country and need internet on your phone. You go to an information desk and ask, "Hi, where can I buy a SIM card?" That's it. Clear, confident, and helpful. This one small question can help you stay connected to maps, messages, bookings, and everything you need during your trip. All right, let's imagine you're in a new city. You want to go somewhere, maybe a museum, a market, or your hotel, but you're not sure how to get there. That's when you can use this really useful phrase, what's the best way to get to place? Let's break it down slowly. What's the best way to get to place? This question means, how should I go there? Should I walk, take the bus, get a taxi, or ride the subway? You're asking for the most convenient option. Let's hear some examples. What's the best way to get to the airport from here? Excuse me, what's the best way to get to Central Park? What's the easiest way to get to the train station? This question is great because it shows you're polite and open to local advice. It invites helpful responses. It works with any location. Pro tip: you can also change the phrase slightly. How can I get to the Eiffel Tower? Is there a bus that goes to the museum? Should I take a taxi, or is the metro faster? Let's practice again. What's the best way to get to the city center? Now you try. Imagine you're in a hotel lobby and want to visit a famous site. You ask, "Hi, what's the best way to get to the old town?" Perfect. This phrase is not only useful, it also helps you connect with locals and discover better travel tips. All right, so you've just asked how to get somewhere. Now you probably want to know, how long will it take? That's when this phrase comes in. How long does it take to get there? Let's say it slowly together. How long does it take to get there? Now, what does this mean? You're asking, how much time will the trip take? Will it be 5 minutes, 30 minutes, more than an hour? It helps you plan your schedule and decide whether to walk, take a bus, or get a taxi. Let's look at some examples. How long does it take to get to the airport from here? If I take the bus, how long does it take to get there? How long does it usually take to get downtown? You can also ask in a shorter way. How far is it? How long is the trip? Or if you're using specific transport, how long does the train ride take? How long will it take by taxi? Let's say the main phrase again together. How long does it take to get there? Now your turn. You're in a hotel lobby planning your day. You ask the receptionist, how long does it take to get to the museum from here? That's it. Now you're not just asking where to go, but also when to leave and how to manage your time while traveling. All right, so you're standing in front of a beautiful building, a beach, or maybe a famous landmark, and you really want a photo of yourself. This next phrase is perfect for that moment. Can you take a picture of me? Let's say it together slowly. Can you take a picture of me? Now, what does it mean? You're politely asking someone nearby to use your phone or camera and take a photo of you. This phrase is great for tourists, solo travelers, anyone who wants a great memory captured. Let's hear some natural examples. Excuse me, can you take a picture of me? Would you mind taking a photo of me, please? More formal. Could you take one more, please? If you want a second shot. A few extra tips. Smile and say, "Here's my phone," or just press this button. You can also say, Can you take a photo of us if you're with friends? Let's say it again together. Can you take a picture of me? Now you try. You're standing in front of a famous building. A friendly person walks by. You smile and say, "Excuse me, can you take a picture of me?" Perfect. This phrase is simple, polite, and makes your travel memories even better. Let's say you're planning a nice dinner at a popular restaurant, or maybe you want to book a city tour, a spa visit, or even a taxi in advance. This next phrase is just what you need. I'd like to make a reservation. Let's say it slowly together. I'd like to make a reservation. Now, what does it mean? This is a polite and formal way to say, I want to book something in advance. You want to save a spot, time, or seat before you arrive. Let's look at a few examples. Hi, I'd like to make a reservation for dinner at 7 p.m. I'd like to make a reservation for 2 people. Can I make a reservation for the city tour tomorrow? This phrase works well in many places. Restaurants, hotels, spas or salons, tourist experiences like boat rides, guided tours, shows. You can also say, I'd like to book a table, informal restaurant use. Do I need to make a reservation? When you're not sure. Let's say it again together. I'd like to make a reservation. Now you try. Imagine you call a restaurant while traveling and say, Hello, I'd like to make a reservation for 2 at 8 p.m., please. Perfect. This phrase is professional, polite, and helps you plan your travel smoothly. All right, we've made it to our final travel phrase. This one is a beautiful way to connect with people, show your curiosity, and express that you're exploring something new. The phrase is, this is my first time here. Let's say it slowly together. This is my first time here. So what does it mean? You're telling someone that you've never visited this place before. You're new here. It's your first experience in this city, restaurant, hotel, or country. Let's hear some real-life examples. This is my first time here. The city is beautiful. It's my first time in Italy. I'm loving it so far. I just arrived this morning. This is my first time here. This phrase works well when talking to locals, hotel or restaurant staff, tour guides, even other travelers. You can add more. It's my first time traveling alone. This is my first time visiting Europe. Let's say it again. This is my first time here. Now, your turn. Imagine someone asks, have you been here before? You smile and say, no, this is my first time here. That's it. Friendly, honest, and a great way to open up conversations when you're exploring the world. Well done! You've just learned 20 essential English phrases that will help you feel more confident, clear, and calm while traveling. Let's do a quick recap of what we covered today. You learned how to ask for help and directions, order food and check into a hotel, handle money, transportation, and even Wi-Fi, and connect with people in a friendly and polite way. Each of these phrases is used by native speakers in real-life travel situations. And now, you can use them too. And if you'd like to review or practice these phrases again, don't worry. The full script of this podcast is available in the description. You can download it, read along, or use it for speaking and classroom practice. Thank you so much for joining me today on English Phrases Hub. If this episode helped you, please subscribe, leave a rating or comment, and share it with a friend who's learning English too. Until next time, keep practicing, keep traveling, and most of all, keep speaking English with confidence. This is Emma. See you in the next episode.